Good morning, students. Myself Rashmi Andemis, your science teacher. Today we are going to start next lesson, that is the energy flow in an ecosystem. First of all, you have to clear the concept about the ecosystem. What is the meaning of ecosystem? Ecosystem is nothing but a environmental system in which both biotic and abiotic factors are there. Biotic, that is the living thing, abiotic, that is the non-living things, and collectively it is called as the ecosystem. Students, you heard about food chain and food web. In this lesson, there is a difference in between the food chain and food web. Before that, we already learned the classification of living organisms according to the mode of nutrition into producers, consumers, saprophytes and decomposers. Producers, example plants; consumers, that is the animals; saprotrophs or saprophytes, which are depend upon the dead things; and decomposers, certain microbes. Yes, consider the various trophic levels of the ecosystem around you as given below. First one, primary consumers, that is the herbivores, herb plants. Example, grasshopper, squirrel, elephant, etc. Why they are called as the primary consumers or herbivores? Because they are directly dependent on autotrophs. Who are autotrophs? Autotrophs are nothing but the producers, that is the plants. Auto, that is the self. Trophs, that is the nutrition. Self mode of nutrition is there. Therefore, plants are called as the autotrophs. Second one, secondary consumers, which are also called as the carnivores. Example, frog, owl, fox, etc. Again, what is the reason behind that? These consumers use herbivores as their food. That means these carnivores are depend upon these herbivores for their food requirement. Third one, it is the apex or top. Example, tiger, lion, etc. These consumers use herbivores and carnivores as their food. No other animal feed on top consumers. Last one, it is the omnivores, that is the mixed consumers. Example, humans, bear, etc. Because they are called as the omnivores, they feed on herbivores and carnivores. Next point, it is the food chain and food web. The name itself indicate food chain, that is the chain like linear structure is there, and food web, that is the web, a network like structure is there. If you observe the diagram 7.1, this diagram indicates the food chain and explain the relationship between the components. Here grass is there, that is the plants. They are called as the producers. They use sunlight to make their food. On these grasshopper is depend. So it is the primary consumer. On grasshopper, frog is depend. That is the secondary consumer. Tertiary consumer, apex consumer, and here decomposers. Because after the apex consumer, no one is depend upon this apex consumer directly. After the death of these apex consumers, the decomposition is occur, and the decomposition is done by the certain microorganisms. So you can write down or labeling here. In examination, diagram may ask for labeling for 2 marks. So here you can label the producers. Here primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, apex consumer and decomposers. If you observe carefully, explanation about the figure is here. Interactions go on continuously between the producers, consumers and saprophytes. There is a definite sequence in these interactions which is called the food chain. Each chain consists of 4, 5 or more links. An ecosystem consists of many food chains that are interconnected at various levels, thus a food web is formed. This is the simple linear structure. On first there is a second one is depend, third one is depend, fourth one is depend, yes. So this is called as the food chain. But when there is many links are mixed together, then there is the formation of the food web, which is our next part. An organism may be the prey for many other organisms. You know the meaning of prey and predators. For example, an insect feeds upon leaves of various plants, but the same insect is the prey for different animals like frog, wall lizard, birds, etc. Imagine an example in front of your eyes, that is the suppose insect is there. That insect consume the plant leaves for their nutrition, for their growth. But it depends upon the various plants, not only one specific plant. But that single insect, same insect is the prey for different animals. Maybe the frog it is, wall lizard maybe it is, or birds it is. If this is to be shown in figure, it will form an intricate web instead of linear food chain. Such an intricate network is called as the food web. Generally, food webs are found everywhere in nature. Grass. Here a simple activity is there to understand this point. Make a list of the various consumers of the ecosystem around you and classify them according to the mode of nutrition. Pictures of various organisms are given in figure 7.2. Construct the food web from those pictures. Now here, if you observe carefully, is the number of consumers in a food web is fixed? No, it is not fixed. They may change. Second question, you have to first of all understand the question. What will be the effect on an ecosystem? That means both on biotic and abiotic factors. When only one type of organism in it forms the food for several different consumers in that ecosystem. If only one producer is there and number of different consumers are there, then what will happen? There will be competition for consumption of that food, because here producers are limited and consumers are in many numbers. So there is a competition and it may lead into the imbalancing of the ecosystem. Okay. Third question, why is balance or equilibrium necessary in food web? Here we have to make a equilibrium, proper balance. अगर ये चेन में से फूड चेन में से कोई भी एक पार्ट अगर डिलीट हो जाता है, गायब हो जाता है, उसका वर्कआउट स्टॉप हो जाता है, then whole food chain or food web it will affect. So therefore we have to keep the equilibrium. Why it is necessary? Because in food web survival of consumer depend on the another. Imbalancing may occur or imbalancing which may affect on the food web. Therefore, we have to keep the equilibrium. The energy pyramid, trophic level. Each level in the food chain is called a trophic level. We discussed about the food chain now. That is the producers, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, that is the apex consumer, and decomposers. So that each level it is called as the trophic level. A trophic level is the step at which the organism obtains its food in the chain. The amount of matter and energy gradually decreases from producers at lowest level to top consumers at highest level. Why? Because there is a distribution of energies occur in each level. Please underline these lines. The amount of matter and energy, it gradually decreases from producers, that is the lowest level, to topmost consumer at highest level. How? Here, diagram 7.3. This is the first base, that is the all producers in that ecosystem, which are called as the plants. They are the producers. Here there is a energy is formed. That energy is used by these plants and remaining energy get transferred into the herbivores. That is the first trophic level. In herbivores, all animals like deer, like squirrel, like grasshopper, these all which are depend upon the plants for their food purpose, they are present in this level. Here that energy is transferred from producers, that energy get utilized, consumed, and remaining it get transferred into the carnivores. Or we can say when herbivores they get consumed by the carnivores, the energy automatically get transferred into the second trophic level, but amount of energy is less as compared to the herbivores. Herbivores ने जितनी एनर्जी कंज्यूम की है, एज कंपेयर टू दैट कार्निवोर्स को एनर्जी कितनी मिलेगी? कम मिलेगी, लेस अमाउंट में मिलेगी. और उससे ज़्यादा कम मिलेगी ओमनिवोर्स. ओमनिवोर्स का मीनिंग हमने देखा क्या था कि जो हर्बीवोर्स पे भी डिपेंड है और कार्निवोर्स पे भी डिपेंड है. दे आर इंक्लूड इनटू द थर्ड ट्रॉपिक लेवल. So as energy is transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level, from producers to different trophic level, it get decrease. The remaining part we will continue in next lecture. Thank you.